Hey again, and welcome back to another video. I got asked to make like a Paladins tier list, and I'm always like a little bit skeptical about tier lists because it like always depends how you like rank someone depending on which variables you use. So I kind of want to try to explain what goes into my thought process when ranking these. I definitely want to think about like how easy is it to get value on a certain champion. If the skill floor is like very low, then I want to consider this. And when the skill floor is like super high, or when you need a lot of like coordinated play or like team play, I want to consider it. I also like want to consider what's the potential skill ceiling. So like maybe some champions are super easy to get into, but the skill ceiling is also like super low. So the value they can end up getting is probably lower. And that's like basically what I'm trying to think about. And obviously also depends if a champion can work on like any map you want to, or if a champion is only like map specific, and all those kind of things I want to take into account. Also like potential items in late game countering certain champions. So starting off with Genos, I think Genos is like, he's a good support. He works good when people or your teammates know how to take cover, or like how to cleanse cauterize and just get the out of combat heal. He's good for that. Like he supports the out of combat heal. The changes they did to him, now giving him a burst heal, or like it's already been in the game for like years, but like whatever, that actually helped him quite a bit. Also, him having a little bit of shielding, which I'm a little bit skeptical about because like it's a lot of points in his loadout for like a 200 HP shield or something, maybe a little bit higher. Um, he can heal through walls, so like he's generally pretty good on like any map you want to play him on. I think for now I want to put him A. Maybe I put him down a little bit. I'll see. Fernando is definitely one of the better things in my opinion. He obviously he gets countered in late game because of Wrecker, but it's not like he's like super killable when his shield is down. He's definitely a lot weaker when his shield is down, but he has great mobility, having like or using good loader cards. So that definitely helps him when his shield breaks down. The mobility cards help him to consistently get resets on his fireballs, on his dashes. It doesn't matter if you take the fireball reset card or if you take the shield tanking damage and then getting reset on your movement. I think he's just in a very good state, especially now that he can pull up his shield whenever he wants to. There's no cooldown on his shield. I think all of his legendaries are pretty viable. Oh yeah, that's also a thing I want to take into account, if all legendaries are actually pretty good, or if it's only one specific legendary. So how versatile the champion's kit overall is, all the legendaries are. So Nano is also pretty good. He has a very good ultimate, saving himself or like his teammates. Is definitely best used for his teammates, I want to say. And the pressure he can apply with his fireballs and just the mobility given through that is actually pretty good. He can be applied as a point tank and as an off tank, which is always great for a tank. So yeah, Io. I think honestly Io is also pretty good. I don't think like all her legendaries are super good. Sacrifice is probably by far her best legendary. I also like Goddess Blessing. The damage reduction can help her a little bit, I want to say. Or like damage reduction when healing is always great. She has quite a bit of utility, giving movement speed to her allies in some loader cards, or like one loader card to be specific. So I think that's pretty good. Supports having utility is good. She also has like more utility with the Lunar Sun. So she should be very good at defending herself, especially when playing Sacrifice. She can heal herself with Luna. She can heal herself when she uses like loader cards for the healing her allies. I think the ultimate is probably the one of the weaker parts in her kit. Like the ultimate is good when you're getting pushed, but it's super hard to use the ult aggressively, which is kind of sad because you're only reacting to what's happening in the game. It's pretty hard to be proactive with the ultimate unless you like on certain maps where people are just lined up and you can ult them off the map or whatever. I do think she's pretty good. Her damage output is good. Her healing output, her healing output might feel a little bit hard in late game, especially when you don't have Rejuvenate, so you definitely want to get Rejuvenate on IO in my opinion. But even with Rejuvenate, it can be very hard. Also, Luna can be killed easily in Ekam if people get Bulldozer, but that's like whatever, I guess. I think she's still like she's pretty good. A tier for me. Furia, bro, she's like S tier by far. Like Furia is probably the best support right now. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't change because no updates, but I think Furia is probably the best support. Her ultimate is broken. Her ultimate has been broken ever since she got added to the game. Giving her teammates and herself movement speed, damage speed, or attack speed, and also damage buff. Then she's also damage immune while casting the ultimate, and she also refills all ammo like from herself and her ammo. The radius or the range on it is actually pretty great. It's not like in a small area where you only affect your teammates. You have a huge range on that to actually hit all your teammates unless like you're on the enemy spawn and your teammates are like in your spawn, but whatever. It's super good. Playing Cherish is probably the best way for her, like as a support. And like I'm not talking about damage support specifically, because like damage support is a little bit different, or I rank it a little bit different. But if you're like main support or solo supporting, Fury is definitely pretty good with Cherish being able to heal multiple teammates, which is nice. It's a nice add-on, but basically being able to heal a low HP target to almost full HP when they take cover and cleanse cauterize, and you can like actually time your heal. I think for Fury it's like really important being able to time your heals as a support, but you also rely on your teammates obviously to cleanse cauterize. That's pretty good. Her damage output is pretty impressive. She has a beam, counting as ability, being able to stun flanks or enemies in general and trying to attack her, helping herself to like actually protect herself pretty well. She can invest a lot of loader cards into either the shield provided to her teammate or like herself when she's close to her teammate. But I personally like to run a lot of HP and healing cards for Furia, like healing when healing an ally, and also just max HP. That helps her a lot. The nerfs to her like breath meter like hurt her a little bit, but she's still like the damage output is still pretty good. So I want to say Fury is just pretty good. Fury is just, I don't know, she's like, as I said, she's just pretty good. She's also kind of easy to pick up, I think. Like you have the auto heal. It's not like you have to have like good aim or whatever. It's pretty straightforward. You have one ability to heal, which like might be harder for some to actually get like the most value out of it. I think her skill ceiling is definitely a little bit higher than on other champions, because like there's so much room to improve on her. But I think she's somewhat easy to pick up. Might struggle a little bit to actually make her work on like solo support, but I still think she's pretty straightforward. Khan is probably also S tier. He has a great ultimate, being able to almost execute someone. Like the ultimate can also be dangerous for himself, obviously, when he's ulting in the open, but always good for like getting the first pick. His shield is pretty good, kind of underrated. I don't see many people getting Wrecker only for Kanshi, but Khan is like somewhat vulnerable without a shield. He has the shout, which gives him damage immunity, being able to tank, for example, Vara ult, tank a Zin ult, if you like manage to time it correctly. Also, heal is great for himself, but also for his teammates. You have a range of good loader cards on Khan, giving yourself or your teammates movement speed, refilling ammo, all those kinds of stuff. You can also use Hope Guard as an example, helping your support, which is basically free rejuvenate if you're holding up your shield. So I think Khan has a lot of ways to like build a very good loadout, which is also nice. All his talents, oh, naja, I don't want to say like all of his talents are viable, because I'm not sure about Lian's shield, but the Khan like commander's good. The stun is definitely good, especially now that it also weakens targets. And Song of Bullets definitely is also pretty good. So I want to say Khan is definitely one of the better tanks. For Vig, honestly, Vig is maybe B tier. I think Vig struggles a lot against a lot of the newer champions being super mobile. Vig is just somewhat stationary, and that makes him kind of struggle against mobile champions. His burst mode is like actually pretty good for like more ranged maps, but like besides that, you can play cardio, I guess, and the nade for like more closer maps is also pretty good. So I think all his legendaries are somewhat viable. Cardivic is probably the weakest one, but like he's still okay. He has a consistent damage output. It's not like crazy burst. It's not like super low, but like here's a consistent damage output. He sometimes might struggle to actually get a kill, but just annoying the enemy, breaking shields when playing burst mode is actually pretty good. Getting wrecker on him, so I think I gotta give him that. His ultimate, I mean, his ultimate is probably also one of the weaker parts of his kit, because it's like somewhat easy to dodge or like to avoid, especially as a tank, pulling up your shield, walking backwards, or like as term, like siphoning it. Mobile champions can just outrun it or out movement it. So I think that's the kind of like, I don't know, made it a little bit tough for him, but overall I think he's pretty decent. He's the solid champion, he's easy to pick up, especially for players who haven't played Paladins before. He's pretty straightforward. Maeve, I want to say Maeve is good, but Maeve is hard to make work, bro. It's like you need to know how to play Maeve. Your HP pool is pretty small. Your ultimate is good, I think. Ultimate also countering other ultimates. Let's say Fury is an enemy Fury is ulting, you can just ult as Maeve and the enemy team doesn't get as much value out of the Fury ult because they just can't see. You can force a team You can force the enemy team to get Rezo because of your ultimate. When playing the extra damage on her daggers after her prowl, that's also pretty good. Helps in a lot of 1v1s. She can also add a ton of damage reduction in her loadout, which is pretty good, helping her having such a low HP pool. Now that you can also get veteran on her, that also might help her a lot more. I think she's a pretty decent champion. She has a higher skill floor, so she's higher to get into, but the skill ceiling is also a little bit higher. I think you can do a lot on Maeve when being good. So I kind of want to say she's pretty good, but she's hard to make work. So I might put her in A tier just because like she can be that good, but like I don't know, maybe B tier for now. Sadi next. I think like Sadi is pretty solid. Like she's also straightforward. Her gun is pretty straightforward. That's definitely good picking her up easily. I think the damage output is also pretty good. The ultimate is definitely lackluster. Her like the Q ability where you place your clone is pretty bad. The coin is pretty bad. So all she has is basically her gun, and that makes it also so easy to pick her up because the other abilities don't really matter. If you play Window of Opportunity, that's definitely pretty good, and like helping her to get even more damage, which also like you can argue can get countered in late game when people get a Rezo or like Haven to counter it, but you still force the enemy team to just buy it in late game or like for late game, and she definitely is pretty good at just dueling other people. So I think B tier is pretty solid. Maybe putting her also up, but like I want to say B tier for now. Okay, next champion, Lilith. I think like Lilith is also pretty good. Her damage output and her healing output is pretty insane. She's definitely A tier. I don't also like another info. I don't want to rank within a tier. It's only the tiers like are different tiers, but there's like no order in within one tier. Lilith is I think the amount of raw healing and damage she can output is just insane. She has a good auto attack damage also that's pretty high. The self sustain is also good. She kind of sucks with like a second support because the second support can't heal her, which is like also good because they don't have to worry about her, but like that doesn't really help Lilith. And I don't know how effective it actually is, like having Lilith and another support, at least in my opinion. The only issue with Lilith heal is that you need your teammates to actually stay in your like healing pools. If your teammates are not staying in your healing pools, it's kind of tough for you to keep them healed. You're also kind of limited on the range. The pools are kind of clunky to use because sometimes they just drop. Then on like I don't know staircases, it's very hard to place them. So there is some clunkiness about Lilith, which I don't know. It like impacts my decision a little bit because I also like think champions shouldn't be too clunky to use to actually get a lot of value. But besides that, her numbers just speak for herself. The ultimate is also good, helping her to stay alive a little bit longer. It's like uncauterized lifesteal for her teammates. It's also good, but it's not like crazy, I want to say. So like overall, she's an A tier pick for me. Sky on the other side is definitely not A tier. I want to say she's C tier maybe. Like Heal Sky is good. The other like playsets for Sky are also good. But like overall, I don't know, like the impact of Sky as a flank. She's like so unique in her playset that it's kind of hard to like rank her or compare her to other flanks because it's so different from like how other players or how other flanks play and how Sky plays. The poison bolts are definitely good against like tanky tanks, like having a lot of HP or high HP pools. It's definitely good. I don't know how good Sky is actually in 1v1s against like other flanks or whatever against DPS. She's I want to say she's not as great at like flanking supports because she needs way too long to get there. Her like stealth also got nerfed, so I don't know. Like maybe you can make an argument to put her up in B, but like I think she's really C for me. Tyra, I think Tyra is pretty decent. The good thing about Tyra is she can add tons of damage reduction and HP to her loadout or whatever. So she's very tanky, getting veteran on top. She's like in a 1v1, she's hard to kill because of the tankiness, or it just takes so long to actually kill her. On the other side, she's more of the consistent damage type of character. She can definitely like shut down point fights with like throwing the nade on point on closer maps, like forcing the enemy team or enemy tank off the point, which is good for contesting the point, especially in overtime. The nade is nice, especially when you play like Mercy Kill, having multiple charges of it and having damage reduction on like throwing out your nade, which is good, like adding up to her damage reduction or her being tanky. But overall, she's more of like consistent damage output. She's not crazy at like killing someone in a 1v1. She just outstains them, I want to say. The ultimate is okay. She needs the ultimate to actually do like more consistent damage, I want to say, but it's not like insanely OP. It's not insanely bad. It fits her character of being like she's there, she's doing her stuff, but like nothing crazy. Mako on the other side, I want to say, bro, this kind of hurts putting him in A, but like I want to put him in S, but I don't think he is S. Like he fell off quite a lot, especially against like newer characters, being able to headshot him so well. Like his head hitbox is probably one of his major issues. He's so easy to headshot. They nerfed his HP pool compared to like 2018, 2017, 2019 in his OP state. All other tanks who got nerfed damage wise got like brought back up to the original damage core. Did not. He's still stuck at 575, I want to say, at this point instead of 650. And I think you like probably could buff. I mean, it doesn't matter because there's no update anymore. But like in theory, I think you could buff his damage a little bit and it wouldn't like push him over the edge. The hook is still insanely good for like displacement of the enemy, and plug helps him to get like good picks in 1v1, so against squishies especially. But even without it, it's good for the displacement, especially if you know how to like pull an enemy even further in turning around. The ultimate is just great. I personally love going veteran on him because he also increased the ultimate HP pool. I think the like one also major issue for me is his HP pool in his ult, because like his general HP pool got nerfed. The ultimate HP pool is also way lower, and that's why I want to run veteran on him. I think all legendaries are somewhat viable. Leviathan feels a little bit lackluster, or like feels the weakest, I want to say, because like in theory it sounds nice, on paper it sounds nice, but the impact of it is just, I don't know, bro. I don't know. Half Shell is also pretty good, like changing his playstyle quite a lot, but like overall, Koa is a pretty decent pick, pretty decent tank. So I think putting him in A tier hurts a little bit considering how good he was and how much I love him, but I think I'm okay with this pick. Saris, I wanna say, bro, this is hard. Like maybe Saris is B tier. Like I think damage Saris, actually maybe A tier. Maybe Saris an A tier. Like now that she has her stun in base kit, she has soul collector in base kit, that helped her a lot, I wanna say. Forsake as a healing legendary is also like pretty good if you like manage to time your heals and get the heal out of card Also, like, it helps when your teammates cleanse cauterize, get behind cover. But like, I think that's pretty good. Soul Collector is definitely very good on Ceres. You can be very annoying for the enemy team. You can do a lot of damage, can get a lot of stuns. Like, she's basically, she got turned into a CC or utility bot, which is okay because she was lacking that for quite a bit because not having that in base kit. Um, Her last legendary, where she increases the damage an enemy takes, I think it's good on paper, but I don't know how useful it actually is in the game or how much more value you actually get of it. So I don't know. But like overall, I want to say she's very easy to pick up. She's very straightforward. New people coming to the game, like, they probably have a good time playing her because you also have the escape, which is pretty good. The heal is auto aim, so that helps a lot. The ultimate can be quite good, but also you have a lot of ways of countering it, which is like good, not making it too OP or whatever. Like, if you compare that to Zarya Graph in Overwatch, where it's way harder to counter it. Um, I want to say like she's A tier. Maybe you could make an argument for her putting her down a tier, but I think overall she's pretty decent, at least nowadays. She definitely was way worse. Shaolin, he's probably B. I think he's good in a 1v1, like especially when you play the cripple legendary, where you get like the extra 300 damage. Like, that's 1300 damage up front. You're crippling the enemy, especially against flanks or other DPS characters. It's pretty good. He is very vulnerable to dive, though. If you like consistently dive him, he just dies. Like, he cannot really escape. His movement is kind of ass, especially now that like Illuminate is in base kit for every champion. His movement is kind of ass. Also, his ultimate got like whatever, bro. His ultimate, he shoots a little bit faster. He's invis, but like, it doesn't matter too much. I think he's good for like the bursty kills. Like, he's good at getting burst kills. But that's it. He might be also good to shredding shields, like him getting wrecker is definitely good, but it's not like crazy. He has his clear weaknesses, I want to say, and it's not like he's like especially good at something else, but like just getting out a little bit of burst and the cripple in an area, I want to say. Koga is, it depends if it's PC, like mouse and keyboard, or console, because like Koga overall is pretty good. He's like, on console, he's definitely way better because like you get way more damage through headshots. But like overall, he's good. He has a good kit. I want to say he can cleanse damage over time. He can cleanse cauterize with his dashes. His ultimate, I mean, okay, like denying point fights a little bit, depending on which legendary you play. You can counter like a Barrack Dome, which is like usually super good for the enemy team, having Barrack Dome. So there are definitely some ways how to play around it. Now that he can also play the legendary, where his ultimate basically does percentage-based damage, is definitely good if you play against a lot of tanky tanks. And overall, like, she's probably, yeah, he's pretty good, I want to say. Imani, bro, I think Imani, if you play the sniper thingy, the sniper legendary, she's good. The flying Imani is also quite annoying to play against. I don't know like how much value you actually get out of flying Imani, but it's definitely annoying to play against because it's always something you have to think about or turn around for. The ultimate, bro, can be good, but like bulldozer exists and you're very vulnerable during like casting it because you're just standing there and you have to hope that like no enemy pushes you or your support actually takes care of you. So as good as it could be, it can also be like very bad, I want to say. The as I said, the sniper legend where she has like the fireballs, I think that's probably the best one for her. But like, I don't know. I don't think it's like very like it's crazy. I think her beam can also be very good, but like it doesn't apply cauterize. The frost bomb can also be good, like it's a root, and you force the enemy team to maybe get resilience because of that, or you just get the free kill. So she definitely has utility. She's probably not as easy to pick up because she has basically like double the abilities because she can swap stances. But she's definitely interesting concept. And I think B tier for me is like, okay, Grover. Bro, oh, this hurts. This hurts. I don't want to say he's bad, but like overall to make him work, you need a lot of work, or like you need a lot of effort to make him work, I want to say. Um, he's just, bro, you need to time your heals perfectly to get them out of court. I think the movement speed added on his legendary now, combined with Gentle Breeze, can be pretty good for certain team comps. He definitely is played differently on different maps. Like if you have sniper maps, you can play more like a damage. If you have closer maps where teammates are more together, you can focus more on the movement speed aspect. So I think the burst heal is kind of small nowadays. I think they could have buffed it back to like 900 or at least 850 instead of 700. I think that's just a little bit frustrating. You definitely need to rejuvenate very early, because like even low levels of cauterize make it really hard for you to sustain your team. The ultimate is still pretty good, but falls off heavily in late game because cauterize just cuts it down completely, right? And I think like I don't know, bro. They left him in a state where he's definitely on the weaker side, I want to say, compared to like his previous iterations. So like he's not fit. I want to say like you can make him work, but it requires a lot of effort. Also, like considering the skill floor, he might be like, or he might seem easy to pick up, but I think it's so contradictory that his damage scales over range, meaning you want to stay further back, but you have a limited heal radius, so you want to stay closer to your team. And figuring that out, like the balance between staying back for the damage and getting close to your team for the heal, is pretty hard, and is like putting his skill floor up compared to other supports. Ying on the other side, bro, this is hard. Bro, this is like, I don't know if I want to say she's 8 here, because like Ying is all about a heal, and I'm gonna be honest, she's B tier, bro. She's lacking utility. I know they changed her ultimate. She can cleanse CC abilities, which is insane. Like her being able to cleanse like Carnal or whatever is pretty good, but besides, she's still having the same issues she's always had. Like she's lacking utility besides. She's not providing any shielding, she's not having any stuns, she's not providing any movement speed, so she's completely lacking utility besides her ultimate nowadays. Then like the healing output is insanely high, especially in early game it can be insanely high, but having a high heal output might like means also you fall off so much in late game, which is kind of bad for her. You need rejuvenate. Is like even with rejuvenate it can feel kind of hard. She's definitely fun because like you can play around her with her illusions, DP, and like I think the skill ceiling is high, like not super high, but like the skill ceiling is there, so to say. She's somewhat easy to pick up because you just place your illusions automatically heal the ally being the lowest percentage wise, which is also good. It's not like an absolute number that mean like she'd always heal like DBS players or whatever. But like no, it's like percentage based, so that's definitely good. I like that. So new players can just pick her up, place illusions, and they feel like they doing stuff because they see the healing numbers popping up, right? I think you have to play Life Exchange if you're solo supporting. I think the other playsets are just a little bit too inconsistent because you need the burst heal in crucial team fights to actually support your team. But as like a secondary support, as a damage support, you definitely can play like the other legendaries, and therefore I think as a damage support she's definitely way better because like the damage like makes up for her having or lacking utility. Ray, bro. Yeah, Ray. Bro, this is hard. I want to say Ray is good, but I don't want to recommend her for like new players because like the thing is I think she's very hard to make work. But if you know how to make her work, it's insane. You can so much value. If you take the damage reduction on her envelope, that's insane. You can run a low cooldown on that. If especially like if you want to run damage ray or whatever, that's pretty good against bursty comms. Then you have the ult charge on her link, ult charge on her bounces, which is pretty good. Like the utility given through the ult charge is insane for her team. On the other side, she sometimes, maybe I should put her down to B, struggles a lot on certain maps. I think the maps you can play her on are like actually less than the maps you cannot play her on, because she just struggles on long maps, on open maps. She wants maps being a little bit closer but not having too many little rooms, because then it's also hard to keep her team up. So I think you definitely need to know how to play Ray. She seems easy to pick up because you have the bounces. The bounces also bounce to the target being the lowest percentage wise, so that's like nothing you need to worry about. But like on the other side, You can also control the heal if you link to your ally, and then like the heal is guaranteed going to them. So the skill ceiling is super high on Rey, I want to say, but the skill floor like is easy. You can pick her up, but like actually getting like I don't know, getting the value you want is very hard on her, I want to say. So B tier probably because like she's hard to get a lot of value easily. Like you have to put a lot of effort in, and she's like very limited on map choices. But if you know how to play her, and it doesn't matter like the legendary, I think all legendaries are pretty good for her. It's like I think the legendary denying healing, this might be the highest skill ceiling legendary for her. Like that's insane, but like the amount of value you can get with it is pretty good. I myself am like a big fan of focus because I think that the raw output of ult charge is insanely high. Also helps you in 1v1s. Like if you want to go damage ray in 1v1s, it's pretty good. But ambidextrous is probably the safest pick if you just want to pick her up and try to get into her. So I think BT is a good pick here. BK, bro. Maybe is he B tier? I mean, he has a good amount of utility when playing that one legendary where he has like 2 poppy bombs. He's good at destroying shields or actually damaging over shields because you can just throw the bomb above the shield and then detonate it. The ultimate sucks, let's be honest. The ultimate sucks. You have to like go into the enemy team to get 2500 damage out, I think, and a stun, but like you're so vulnerable during that. It's so like clunky to control. The ultimate is just bad. The Grumpy is good. It's CC. You force the enemy team to get resilience, and you also like a blast shield character, which is good because a lot of characters tend to be hit scan. So you actually force the enemy team to also get blast shields or maybe get Veteran instead of like Haven. So it's always good having like a balanced comp with like hit scan and AoE damage characters. So yeah, maybe he's B tier. Bro, you also couldn't make an argument for him being A tier, I guess. On Eevee, the issue on Eevee is I think the skill ceiling is super high, and if you like good Eevee, it's just so annoying. You can kill games easily, but getting to that point is super hard. If you like not on that level, you're probably just trolling picking Eevee. I want to say maybe that's a little bit too harsh, but like I think that you get the point. Like she's so hard to actually pick up. The skill floor even is super high. So I don't know. She can be. She's still A tier, maybe. I mean, she's definitely vulnerable to more bursty characters, but her mobility is insane. She has utility with like her ultimate, and like that's a cripple helping her to win like or get the kill. But she's just so hard to pick up, and I think it's just her being like weak to burst, and we have a lot of burst characters in the game right now. And just the fact that she's so hard to pick up puts her at B tier, but like she definitely jumps up if you know how to play her. Willow, probably A tier. Bro, this is hard. I have a lot of people in A tier and B tier, I'm just realizing. But I mean, that's probably good because the game is like pretty balanced right now. So like, I think that's a good patch they left the game on. Dead Zone is insane. You can get a lot of value with it, denying all healing completely. I'm still a hater of Dead Zone. I think Dead Zone shouldn't be at like no healing at all. I think it should be at max cauterize to make it fair, or like having max cauterize like in early game already is fine for me, but denying all healing is pretty busted in my opinion. But that might also be a hot take. You have good cooldown reduction cards after getting Elam, so you can keep applying Dead Zones, keep applying Seedlings. All her legendaries are good. You're very mobile, I want to say. Or like, mobile is not the right word, but like, the change they did to her, being able to hover in the air, or like you know what I mean, that actually helped her so much. You can just flutter in the air and it helps her so much shooting down on people and actually hitting her shots, because sometimes it's hard to actually hit them shots, right, if you're shooting upwards or on the same level as the enemy. So just being able to hover in the air just helped her so much. She's definitely somewhat weak towards hit scan. The ultimate, like, I mean, the ultimate is good, rifling ammo, just giving her the ability to be CC immune and stuff like that, but like also helps hit scan to make it easier to hit her or whatever. But like, I think damage reduction, she can also hit a lot of damage reduction. She's pretty straightforward. It doesn't matter which legendary you apply. She's easy to pick up. Like the skill ceiling isn't super high compared to other characters, I want to say, but like the amount of impact she can get is pretty high compared to the value that you on the compared to the effort you have to put in. Ashe, bro, I'm a lover. Like Ashe is my first main, or was my first main. She was my first level 50 character. I'm such a big fan of Ashe, bro. Like I I can't help it, bro. I just love playing Ashe. I think she's pretty good. I think she's pretty underrated. I don't think she's S tier, but A tier for sure. The amount of self-sustain she has with her loader cuts is insane. I think her ultimate is one of the better ones in the game, like helping her to stay in the backline even longer. I think playing Slugshot also helps her a lot, bro. The 50 damage doing work. Sure, you lose the value of doing AoE damage, but like the 50 extra damage and more range and travel distance and travel speed is great. I'm a big fan of Slugshot. I think the other legendary is also good, like Shield Ash kind of turns her into a point tank. Like originally she's more like an off tank, but like the shield one definitely helps her staying on point a little bit easier. She has utility having the knockback and the stun, like knockback on her right click, knockback on her shift, on her movement, and the stun in her ultimate, so that's pretty good. I think she can also be good wrecker against like other tanks. That's also important. She definitely struggles against certain other off tanks like Khan or Makor. Can be tough, but like you can still work around a little bit. But she's definitely like the other tanks are like favored compared to her. But I still think she's pretty good. Self-sustain just helping her a lot, like staying longer in the enemy team or like in their backline. So that's why I just think she's a pick for me. I'm gonna be honest. Tiberius, bro, I don't want to hate on Tiberius. Nah, he's probably not B tier. He's probably not C tier. He's probably C tier. I think I gotta say I haven't played him in a while. I just remember that like his movement was like very clunky. I hated it a lot. I think the combat trends is good for like a lot of like fast damage, somewhat bursty damage. The weapons, like I don't know what they call it, I forgot, bro. But like them bouncing around on the map is like also pretty good to get some lucky damage out. He's a good wrecker. Like I think he does like 600 or 650 damage, so that's pretty decent against the shield, especially when getting wrecker on top of that. I don't know how good he is in a 1v1, I'm gonna be honest. I think he's more of a spammy character, and spammy characters usually tend to be like struggling a little bit in 1v1s, but he can definitely be annoying. Has some funny cards with his like shields and whatnot. He's somewhat easy to pick up, I want to say, but like, bro, maybe he's C tier for me. Maybe he's actually C tier. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I struggle to see. Oh, bro, I haven't seen a lot of good Tiberius players. Also, like, he's straightforward in what he does, I think, but like, maybe I get jumped by like some Tiberius mains, and I'm sorry for that. But like now that I talk about, I struggle putting him in B tier. Pip, bro, that also hurts putting him here. I love Pip so much, but like he's so hard to make work, and you need to put so much effort into Pip to actually make him work, which is sad. Like I think damage Pip is probably a little bit higher up, but like playing support Pip, bro, Megapod is great, but you need your team to play around. Combat Medic, also great, a lot of fun, probably the most fun playset there is in the game for me. But like you just struggle in late game, bro. The nerf to 750 healing instead of 900 just put him down so much. I think if they kept the healing, like the base healing at 900 per shot, he would have been fine with rejuvenate in late game. But now that he like is at 750, bro, that just makes it super hard in late game. Also, he gets countered by resilience in late game. So there's like a lot of stuff countering him in late game, being the core of his kit. Like his core is CC, and when playing combat medic or whatever, like healing, and both of that gets countered in late game. I think all his legendaries are viable. I think he's like the skill floor, I don't want to say it's high, but like actually getting value and like winning games with him. I think therefore the skill floor is high and the skill ceiling is even higher, I want to say. And he's great. He's a lot of fun. Like I really love him, but I think he's just bro. I mean, good pip players on and like damage pip or like also heal pip, they can do crazy work sometimes. But the amount of effort you have to put in to do that crazy work is just way too high compared to other characters. That's why I sadly have to put him in C. And he also gets counter like crazy in late game, I sadly have to say. Bro, I mean, Vora kind of fell off, I think. They nerfed it a little bit. The ultimate is probably still kind of busted, I'm gonna be honest. The way she can apply her ultimate just sucks. I hate it, especially as a tank player. I hate it. Like, why am I getting executed even though I'm like so far away from her just because like the animation logged or whatever? I hate it so much. She's good at 1v1ing, like using all her abilities to win a 1v1. Therefore, she's good. She has good loader cards, tons of damage reduction and healing helping her. But I just think like she's more of a dually character than like a, which makes sense. She's a flank, right? So, but like, I don't know. Actually, maybe she's B tier. C tier is not. Maybe she's even higher, bro. Like, I don't know why I thought she's C tier. As my first thought. Like, she's definitely very good at dueling other characters. I gotta give her that anti-ultimate and the mobility. Sometimes she's just a little bit clunky. All her legendaries are viable, I want to say. Like, I tested the shielding one. It's kind of funny, but it's super clunky to use. But it's somewhat viable if you, like, use it for damage instead of, like, I say shielding because I put shielding cards. I mean the Tendril legendary, where you get, like, the Tendril card value applying to your teammates as well. That's kind of funny, but, like, it's probably better using it as a damage legendary. Yeah, maybe A, because she's super good at dueling other people. And the cards help her, damage reduction, healing, combined with like items helps her a lot. And she's probably harder to pick up. Bro, I don't know, maybe not, but like, she's probably pretty easy. She's maybe A tier is good, bro. I don't know why I started with C tier. Vivian, bro, Vivian has good consistent damage output and can be annoying, but like she's vulnerable to dive. If you really focus her, she can struggle. And she's pretty good at bursting shields, which is like there are a lot of good shield tanks right now, so that's definitely good. But like as I said, if you like really focus her, she can struggle. Maybe C tier, maybe B tier, like something in between. I want to say like but I can't put it higher than B tier. I want to say Dredge. Bro, someone's gonna hate me. Someone in my stream like actually said like Dredge is like the best DPS. And now that I'm putting him that low, they're gonna hate me. I'm sorry for that. But like, again, he's a dually character, not dually, he's a spammy character. He can struggle at duels depending which legendary he plays. The ultimate, bro, is okay, I wanna say. He has some utility with his harpoon. I gotta give him that, and like he probably has some good loader cards either for like the mobility, giving him the knockback, shielding or healing with his like the portals or whatever. But like, bro, he's like very spammy, and like it's somewhat easy to dodge his spam, especially if you use his right click because you get the indicator. If you use his left click, he's like less, like he's harder to predict or like dodge his damage. He's just, I think he's good at getting a lot of damage at one, like a lot of damage. Period. Like he probably always gets a lot of damage in games, but it's mostly because you just spam. So it just, maybe you split the damage between the whole enemy team. Like you do a little bit of damage to your enemy support, a little bit of damage to your enemy tank, a little bit of damage to enemy flank. Like you get it, right? And that adds up to like a lot of damage. But like, is it meaningful damage or is it just spam damage? That's like the thing for me. I think if you play Harpoon, you might be like better at 1v1ing and winning duels and whatnot, but like I wouldn't say he's like crazy. There are some good dredge players out there for sure, and he can be somewhat annoying to play against. But bro, I don't know. Maybe Maybe also hot take, but like I'm okay with like C tier, I guess. Octavia, bro. Also, like keep in mind, I'm playing on mouse and keyboard, so this might also change like the perception I have from like certain characters. Now she's probably B tier, bro. I think her legendaries are like somewhat okay. Like the globe one having a little bit of damage, a little bit of healing on it is kind of funny. The healing when she's jumping is kind of funny. I like her the passives, like the extra ult charge, extra shielding on start, the extra cooldown reduction, whatnot. Like that's actually pretty good. I like that a lot about her. But I think like sometimes she can struggle when she's getting dove. Like the jump doesn't really help, and she doesn't do a lot of like enough damage to actually just kill them if they dive her. So that's probably my point. The ultimate is good at destroying shields, especially if you play against a heavy shield comp again. Like you can see that she's not like she doesn't really depend on late game, or she's not really getting countered by late game besides like Haven or whatever. But like that's true for like every character. She doesn't have like crazy CC getting countered in late game besides her ultimate when she's playing the root. But like still it destroys all shields and you still do the damage, right? So she keeps that. On controller, she's probably a little bit higher, just because it's easier to hit shots more consistently, especially headshots. She's good also sometimes at like bursting people down if you're just stuck in the open. But from like if you're standing in the back and like can just shoot freely, she's probably pretty good. But like if the enemy team off tank flank run you down, you probably don't have a good chance. So that's probably why I put her at B tier. Betty, I don't want to put her here, but like the percentage for me, it's the percentage based damage is pretty. Nah, she's probably B tier, bro. The percentage based damage is like super annoying for me. It's super good as against tanks. She doesn't need to do anything for that, and she's actually better at spamming than Dredge because of the percentage based damage, and she has multiple ways of spamming compared to Dredge. The ultimate sucks, let's be honest. The ultimate is super clunky, it sucks. Playing against her sucks because the bombs always give you the minor knockback. You cannot like shield the hail of bombs, which sucks. Like I think you should be able to shield them, but they are just so high going above the shield, which is like super annoying as a tank. How good is she at 1v1ing? I don't know, bro. It's like probably hard to hit her shots consistently in a 1v1. Like, are you winning a 1v1 with like all the spam? I don't know. That's hard to imagine for me. She's good at putting pressure on point. She's good at putting pressure on chokes. But I think that's like where she's really good at. But besides, I don't really know. She needs so long to reload, which is kind of to me, but she's probably pretty straightforward picking up. You just press buttons, throw out bombs, you get damage ticks. That's fun. That's like pretty decent. You get a lot of value while just spamming. So yeah, I guess I put her here. Bro, I hate it, but Torvald, I don't know. He's not that good. Rekka is like super strong, even though he can get Guardian, but like you need so many cards to make Torvald, like, so many items to make him work. You need Chronos, you need Guardian, and this like so many credits, bro. Then maybe you want to get Nimble to keep up with your flank if you want to play the classic like Shield Bot, Torvald plays here, whatever. His damage is okay, like in a 1v1, the damage is actually not too bad. The ultimate, I like they added like some time ago, they added the CC immunity, but like, bro, it's not as good as it used to be because so many people and so many ships are so mobile they can actually get back on the map or just dodge it or whatever. His shielding is just, I don't know, bro, either it's busted or it's just bad. And I think in most cases in early game, or if the enemy team doesn't get Wrecker, it's probably closer to being busted. It's not as good as it used to be anymore, thankfully. But in most cases, you fall off in late game super heavily. You can play all his legendaries, even though I think the damage buff is not worth it anymore. It's just way too small or way too little. The silence one is also, or the nullify is also good, like providing the silence over range. However, Torvald is getting countered like crazy in late game, bro. People get Wrecker, people get resilience. What are you gonna do? Like, you don't have crazy amount of damage, like balancing that out. And like even getting Guardian doesn't help a whole lot against that, and like Guardian, or like there's no item increasing your CC. So like the silence, which is like the most annoying part besides the shield in early game, is like somewhat, I don't want to say useless in late game, but definitely super heavily counted in late game. On to the next character, bro. I'm so sorry for our Grog mains, and I feel you. I love this character. Like, he's been in the game forever. I love him. I love playing Grog, but sadly, he's not very good. Damage Grog also kind of countered now. Like, the damage bounces got nerfed. The self-sustain got nerfed. The ultimate got changed, like instead of like 3 enemies or 3 allies, he's only hitting 2, but like for more healing, more damage, I think. Or is it the other way around? I don't know. Now it's definitely worse than it used to be. Like the way it used to be before was definitely way better. He has good damage output when playing damage grog, but like it's damage over time. So if you play against a bursty comp, he struggles. And since I want to play against about main support, like supports, when talking about supports here, he can struggle a lot also against burst, because you have no resource of burst healing. It's like you have so much healing, like so much healing over time. Doesn't matter if you play like triple totem or spirits to main, but like, bro, if there's burst damage, yeah, goodbye. You're not gonna do anything. And the thing on Spirits Domain is, I love it a lot. Like, it's similar to Combat Medic, but like, it's also true for Combat Medic Pip. You're always in combat, bro. You need the potion or the totem for yourself to keep yourself healed, because you cannot heal out of combat, because you're consistently in combat when you're healing your allies, which is kind of like, I don't get it why they coded it like that. I think they should have coded it the way that if he deals damage, he is in combat, but if he's healing and not using his weapon for dealing damage, he gets the outer combat heal. But I think that's just because all characters in Paladins, no matter if they actually do damage or not, like when they use their weapon, they are in combat. Like, you can miss all your shots, but you're still in combat. I think that's like the way to be like more consistent. So I kind of get it, but it kind of sucks, bro. He has some nice utility with the movement speed in his loadout and his ultimate, also the slow, but like, he struggles. I think the healing output is not high enough. And it's just really, bro, late game, right? Late game counters him also. Like the healing, even if you get like nice healing numbers, it's getting countered by cauterize in late game, and the utility doesn't like make up for it, and it's not enough utility. So like, he sadly kind of struggles, bro. And if you play the triple totem, you need your team to also play around your totems, stay in the totem. So this kind of sucks. You're super limited on your range. If you play open maps with like a mobile comp, you kind of struggle a lot. So I don't know. Andrew, he's probably 8 here, bro. He's good at 1v1ing. I think playing the separate dashes one is probably the best legendary for him. I don't know, I want to say. He's mobile, he can fly, making it a little bit harder to hit him sometimes. Also the Defiant Fist one, also like, it's pretty decent again. Like, it's not as oppressive as it used to be when it like was meta, but it's still like somewhat good. The reversal one is also like okay. Like, you can play all his legendaries. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, his ultimate is okay. Like, the ultimate doesn't apply cauterize, which sucks. I'm gonna be honest about it. It's good it doesn't apply cauterize, but for him it sucks. Yeah, I don't know. He has good options to have like good loader cuts, giving him movement speed, healing, whatever, making him a little bit more independent from his support. Getting a lot of cooldown reduction on elims. But like, yeah, he's good. He's 80, I wanna say. Drogue, bro. I think for Joke, it heavily depends on which map you're playing on and which enemy team comp you're playing against. If you play against a super hit scan heavy team comp, you're not gonna have a good time and you struggle a lot. But like, he can be pretty good. I think all his legendaries are pretty good. They have their own uses or like their own situations where they are good. I think on certain maps he's definitely a good pick, and you also can pick him early. Like, thinking about Ice Mines, for example, he's definitely good there. The ultimate definitely super good, right? You get the execution. However, you have to like get into or close to the enemy team, so you might end up trading a lot of times, but still getting the pick on the enemy tank or whatever, like it's still good. Like even if you get traded, it's still somewhat good, I want to say. And you can force out other ultimates like Nano Ultimate, for example. And yeah, I think like him just struggling against hit scan characters a lot, and depending on the map and the enemy team comp is kind of tough. But like he's good. Good Drogos players are super annoying to play against, but like what do you do if you play against hit scan comp? Your hitbox is super huge compared to like Pharah in Overwatch. I hate to like always do the Overwatch comparison, but it's just easier to understand or like to pick up, I think, like because most people still know the characters and understand like the issues or like what's good about them. Kasumi, I just make it very quick. She sucks. She sucks, bro. She's D tier. She probably deserves her own tier, honestly. Like, she's bad. She's really bad. I'm gonna be honest. Like, there's not much I can say about her. She's clunky to use. The fucking auto attack is so annoying to use, bro. I get why they changed it and nerfed it because it was too strong, but it kind of sucks now. Her movement, bro, what the fuck is her movement? It's so clunky. Whenever I use it and I get on my ghost form, I feel like my game is crashing because it's looking so bad, bro. It's looking so clunky. The ultimate at this point, I'm not even sure what it does. I'm gonna be honest. Sure, I like target one enemy player and they probably like get damaged and like it kind of spreads out, but like, bro, this is bad. The unarm, this is kind of, or disarm, how do you disarm, I think it's called disarm. That's probably good. Like I like the disarm, like the enemy team not being able, or like one player not being able to attack. Like that's actually an interesting concept and I like that, and I wish like they would have made it, or like would have explored it for other characters it's as well. I think it's okay how it's implemented for her, like needing the 5 stacks and then you like rip through your like yokai doll, to not have it up too many times, but like I don't know how many times you actually get the disarm. Um, bro, she just sucks. I'm gonna be honest. Atlas probably S tier in late in early game. Sorry, in the early game S tier. In late game he's probably B tier because you cannot do anything in late game. You're like your whole kit, I want to say, like the utility part of it gets countered so much by resilience, and you cannot do anything about it because everything is duration based, and you have nowhere you have a fixed duration. Like other characters have a fixed duration when playing a certain legendary or even in base. Like let's say a pip ult, that's a fixed duration. You cannot undergo with even more resilience. You cannot undergo that. Bug when playing in snare, you have a fixed duration on your net, on your slow. You cannot undergo with even with like high levels of resilience. Atlas on the other side, he does not have that. That's why he falls off so much in late game. His damage output is insane though, bro. He can do a lot. He can carry the enemy team. I'm gonna be honest, he can carry the enemy team if you have a bad Atlas who doesn't know how to use his setback. He carries the enemy team. I'm sorry to say it, or like, but like that's the truth, I think. But on the other side, a good Atlas can also carry his team like crazy. As I said, the damage output is insane. The wall is insane. You can eat so much damage up with it, and you just like you actually like you eat it. Your wall cannot get destroyed, which is insane. Your second chance is nice. Ultimate having CC immunity now, or like they also like I'm saying it now, like they just added it, but like in general, having CC immunity is good. Skill floor is high, like he's hard to pick up, as I said. A bad Atlas carries the enemy team, but skill ceiling also very high. So good Atlas player can carry games for like either team. No, I'm kidding. He can carry games for his own team. I think that just balances out like early game S tier and late game B tier. So that makes A tier for me. Azan probably S tier, bro. His damage reduction is insane. The stun duration is insane for him. Like even resilience doesn't really help against it. I don't know if it's a bug. Playing against him feels super clunky because he just, when he's using his charge onto you, you just bug through his walls, but you're still stunned, and it feels super clunky to play against that and having that interaction with or put on you. Mainly it's the damage reduction for me being super annoying. Like he has crazy amount of damage reduction and a little bit of self-sustain, like when using abilities. And it's just the stun duration, bro. The stun duration is insane. And there's not much to say. I think the ultimate is probably the weakest part in his kit, but like that's okay. Yag A tier. I think a good Yag can be really good, but like bad Yags also struggle. I'd like count myself as a bad Yag, so that's why I struggle a lot on her. But like jokes aside, she has a good way of providing shielding for her team or movement speed for her team, like depending which legendary she plays. I think it's an interesting concept of her being able to like roll around and whatnot. Ultimate also being pretty good, so I think I'm okay with like putting her at A tier. Maybe adding on to that a little bit more, like she's not really a tank. It's like you cannot really rely on her like staying on point or touching point, because then like she's super weak. Like staying on point, eating all the damage is kind of not what you want to do. Instead, you want to roll around and disrupt the enemy team. And besides that, like adding to the ultimate as well, if you use it behind cover or whatever, like to execute a single target, it's pretty good. If you use it in the open, yeah, GG, bro, you just dead. Like your ultimate doesn't save you, and you don't execute anyone. But I think damage output also pretty good. She's like pretty good in 1v1s. But if you're looking at the whole enemy team at once, you're just dead. Okay, now to Moji. I think like Moji, bro. Yeah, maybe B tier. I think the changes are pretty fun. Like someone said, they turned her into a heal bot, which is like kind of true. But I think you having so many resources of healing makes it actually more engaging or like more fun, because you have like this shield. You can also add healing on the shield. You have like your like auto attacks, whatever, where you build up the star, explode the star, and have the scamp or whatever. If you use that heal legendary as well, they kept her identity with having still the damage legendary, where you like applied the stacks to the enemy team and be just annoying to play against. The shield is good. You force the enemy team to get bro, I forgot, to get Wrecker. Sorry, to get Wrecker, because the shielding is like insane and scales up in like a game even more. If you get like Guardian, she can struggle on some maps, I want to say. Having her scamper being like infinite now definitely helps a lot, but like she still struggles, especially with like healing over range and whatnot. But like on closer maps, she can definitely be good. Has like crazy amount of heal output. Ultimate being execute also just great, or like using it somewhat close to like an Exile, like similar to Atlas, where you just ult someone and they just can't do any damage at least, or heal, even if you don't eat them. Is pretty good, I want to say. So yeah, I think like she struggles on open longer maps, but in closer maps she's good, either as damage support or like actual support. Zin, on the other hand, bro, he's probably C. I think he fell off pretty hard now that they nerfed his Yomi thingy. Like instead of the more damage on his like third slash, him just having the like the whirl, and then that just applies the burn, and that means they take more damage or whatever. I don't know. It's like super inconsistent unless you have like Tyra or like Fernando. I think Fernando is probably the best to pair with. But besides, it's like somewhat yeah, it's somewhat clunky, not clunky, but inconsistent. The ultimate legendary like guillotine is good for executing tanks. However, some tanks are like actually able to counter it, like we're talking about it later, but Ruckus, CC immunity on shield, Barrack using bowling ball and getting the dash off in time, Khan being able to shout it, Nyx being able to tank it, and then like with her blood HP and then popping her ultimate. So as you can see, there are quite a lot of characters being able to just counter it. Oh, I like also Nano with his ultimate, and also saving his teammates, and Nano when playing formidable being CC immune. Like you see there like ways to counter it, so it's not as strong as it used to be. It didn't change. Like they always could have countered it, but now that he's not damage immune anymore, he definitely like he can die in his ultimate. So yeah, I guess like C tier, bro. I think he struggles in 1v1s, so maybe C tier is like, yeah, maybe C tier is where I want to put him. Bro, I know there are a lot of Corvus fans out there, and I hate to say it, but I think he's C tier. I like, he's super clunky to use. He's like the dagger, like his TP. I hate it. Why does he need like two buttons to activate, like to trigger? Like, why is there a condition to actually TPing, like throwing out your dagger first and then TPing? why is it not instant, similar to Eevee? I hate it a lot. He has so many ghost heals. It feels super clunky playing him. I hate it a lot. He feels super slow because of the ghost heals and because of his TP taking so long. The marks are good, but some cards definitely got like nerfed like crazy, which is like okay because he was definitely way better before. I like they changed his ultimate applying healing now, also like percentage-based healing. The percentage-based ultimate is good for denying like touches in overtime or overtime or point fights in overtime. Besides, it's also somewhat weird to use sometimes in closed rooms. Like you cannot ult because you just get stuck. Like if you're outside of the room or whatever. So that's like kind of annoying. I hate that I need a teammate to actually heal my teammates. If you know what I mean. Like I need a target to heal my targets, and it's super weird to explain, but I guess you know what I mean. Playing damage Corvus though, like this is definitely better, but like as a support Corvus, like I don't know, he's not terrible, but like I think it's just bro, he's clunky, he's unfun to use, at least for me, and he's not as strong as he used to be, or his cards are not as strong as they used to be, so that's why I put him a little bit lower. Nyx, bro, I don't think Nyx is good anymore. She used to be very good, then they nerfed the shit out of her, and now she kind of sucks and struggles a lot, I'm gonna be honest. The blood HP is a nice concept. I really like it. I think the cripple legendary is bugged and does not always work, which is kind of sad. Her blood HP cards with like the poison aura, they are also nerfed like crazy and kind of like bad now. You need the attack chain to actually doing a lot of damage. Like sure, you have the poison aura also providing to the damage you do, but like I don't know, bro. I think she fell off. The ultimate somewhat like it's better to cleanse your blood than using it for like the actual stun, I want to say. So like that's why I hate to say it. That's why I put her at D. Cassie A, I think all her legendaries are good. I think people sleep on big game still. Like big game used to be crazy back in the day. Obviously it got nerfed, but I still think big game is good. I also get the argument people saying like, well, when you can play big game, you can also play exaction. But like I just think percentage based damage is just insanely value, bro. If you play against an ulting Makor, even against Azan, Imani having her dragon, like the disengage hitting on them and then getting the percentage based damage, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Also, like if you play against squishies, if you play against Eevee, you can still apply the extra damage and it helps you in the 1v1 killing her faster. And it's like, especially them squishies, they do not expect to die that fast when like getting hit with a percentage damage on top of that, because usually you can tank more shots, obviously. Sometimes she can struggle when she's getting dove like crazy, but like she's still pretty good, pretty consistent damage dealer, especially in 1v1. She's also good. Adding to that list, Lian, bro, precision. I think people also sleep on precision. I think precision is pretty good. I don't know why people still pick eminence, because it's still bugged. If I'm like not wrong, unless like they fixed it, but I think it's still bugged, not applying the extra damage consistently. She's still good. She can be really annoying. Also, Alacrity is super annoying to play against because of the consistent setbacks or resets of her movement. She can be super mobile because of that, not like vertical mobility, but horizontally, like being able to just move around like crazy because of that. She's having auto aims, and she can just spam abilities, gets out a whole lot of damage at once, and just pretty good for 1v1s, I want to say. And like precision helps a lot against what she's weak. Like tanks, off tanks pushing her, precision pretty good, like increasing the damage she does to them, honestly. Tellis, bro, I don't know. I mean, I'm on mouse and keyboard, as I said. I'm not playing on console. I know he's better on console, but like, I don't know, bro. The rune is good for sure, but like can get camped. It's kind of like I don't think they should change it, but like enemies can see a rune, so they can just camp it. I think all his legendaries are somewhat okay. Like it doesn't really matter what you play on him. He has a good amount of damage against tanks for some, like not for some reason, but like it's kind of funny. He has such a good burst against tanks. he can definitely shred people super fast, or like within a short time. That kind of helps him. He has low HP pool, but he can add a lot of like damage reduction in his loadout, and also helps him. But I think like other flanks are just better than Talus, bro, because he's also more of the he has to hit like multiple shots to do damage. If you take Andrew, for example, headshot does way more damage than Talos when he's hitting one shot. So you also need to be more consistent with your aim. That's why he's definitely better on console than on PC. Oh, and his ultimate good to like dismount and like pull attention from the enemy team or touch point. That's also good like part of his kit. But I still think like other flanks are just better, honestly. Barrick, bro, I love him. People sleep on him. I'm telling you, people sleep on Barrick. Play Tinkerin, you do crazy amount of damage. Play Bowling Ball, get Guardian, you get like even more shield than like old Bowling Ball back in the day. I think Healing Station helps a lot with his heal over time. It's consistent heal. I know a lot of people love to run the double time healing, but I myself am a big fan of Healing Station, giving you the consistent heal, even if it's a little bit lower, but like consistent heal, making it easier for your support to keep you up because you still get like healing from like another resource. You can put a turret behind cover, consistently get healed without turret getting destroyed. You can put turret further back, so you always have a place where you can fall back to and get healed by your turret. Here's a shield, it's pretty good. The dome, pretty good for point fights, securing points or whatever. Like you don't want to get close to the dome because the damage is insane. Overall, I think he's pretty good. He's definitely, I mean, that's true for all characters, but he's vulnerable to CC. But like for him, it's like even more true just because he relies so much on his dash. Bug, bro. Where do I put Bug? Maybe B tier, yeah. I think all his legendaries are good or like viable for him. Same for like Tellus. Other flanks are just better or easier to make work with like less effort to put in. All his playstyles are super unique and different, which is like actually interesting. You play Bug in 3 different ways. He has pretty good loader cards, giving him a lot of damage reduction, even though they're nerfed, but like you still get the damage reduction even though it's lower. He has the Elim card as a flank, which helps him a lot, especially when playing Bouncers or Bulk Up, getting after an Elim, getting the consistent heal or like another jump. It's pretty good. So I think BT is probably pretty good, and Snare helps to shred tanks. So here's a lot of ways to actually also, yeah, be annoying. Let's say that, to be annoying. Strix, I don't know, bro. This is hard. Maybe B tier because he's so map dependent. On like good sniper maps, he's definitely very good. I'd probably put him a little bit higher. I don't have a lot to say. It's just a sniper character, bro. Same for Kin when we get to Kin. Just sniper character, good in sniper map. On other maps can struggle. Easy to dive, somewhat easy to dive, I want to say. Obviously, you can win your 1v1s if you hit your shots. I don't know. Not much to add, I guess. Down by 8 here, bro. His healing is great, but also like falls off in late game. You need to hit your heals, like it's a skill shot or skill ability. It's not like an auto aim on your heal. If you're playing the God talent, you need your allies to stay in your God, which is kind of weird sometimes because you're so reliant on your team playing around your God. He does a lot of damage, like his auto attacks combined with the God. He has CC, like that's utility with his stun and his ultimate, but that also means like he falls off in late game. Cauterize comes on in late game, people get resilience, and then Damba might struggle a little bit, but he still keeps the damage. Like even if people get Haven, whatever, but like that's true for every character. Well, his damage legendary is also good, even though like in late game people are not stunned for as long anymore, but you still like apply the damage, right, on the stun. So I think overall super solid. Can play him on every map. It doesn't really matter. He's not strong on like only certain map type. So he has a lot of great cards. He can add damage reduction for himself, movement speed for his teammates. So as you can see, like there's a lot you can add, a lot of good cards. Like he's a super good support. I think he's just very hard to play. High skill ceiling, also higher skill floor compared to other supports. But overall, pretty good pick, I want to say. Next, probably also A tier. The reveal is kind of nice for him, helps him. He has good like movement, like the consistent dash or whatever helps him. He can add movement speed while dashing or after dashing, actually. Has some lifesteal or like healing cards which actually help him. And he can be very good in a 1v1 when playing the Retribution legendary, like against his marked target. Death Hasten is also pretty good at not shredding tanks, but dueling tanks, or like doing more consistent damage to tanks. His ultimate super good for like executes, right? So like overall, I think A tier is good. Good way to put him in. Kin, it's just same explanation as for Strix, I want to say. Sniper character can be good on sniper maps, or like very annoying to play against on sniper maps, but on the other maps you probably don't see them as often, and if you do, they are probably not as impressive to play against. Vatu, yeah, or maybe Vatu's S tier. I don't know if they changed his damage reduction like crazy, but him having damage reduction on his dashes is pretty insane, bro. I want to say he has good damage. He has CC. It's like he's super mobile, super annoying to play against. The damage reduction adds onto that. So I don't know. He's pretty good at like executing people and winning 1v1s or like getting out of like crucial situations because of the damage reduction. I don't know why they added damage reduction after his dash. It's like super. It doesn't make any sense to me, but like, yeah, I guess he's pretty good. Inara, bro, I hate to say it, but I think she's only B tier. She used to be so good, but like, she fell off. She kind of fell off. And there's like still percentage-based damage in the game. She's always vulnerable to that. Other like legendaries besides like the CC immunity are also good. Like the cripple is good, and the Tremors is also good. She has interesting cards she can add onto that, and she can like do stuff. But like she's kind of, I don't want to say stuck on point, but she relies a lot on heals if you play her as a point tank, because like she can live forever if she's getting healed, but if she's not getting healed, yeah, goodbye, bro. You're just dead on Inara, which kind of sucks. Her damage output is kind of good though. Like she can do a lot of damage in a 1v1, and she's still a solid pick. Like B doesn't mean she's bad. Like she's still a solid pick, right? I want to say Ruckus is A, but like for Ruckus, I have to say the skill floor is higher, right? If you know how to play him, he's definitely very good. He gets even better in like coordinated play when you dive like the same target together. You can like still do that in when you're playing alone, whatever, but you mostly probably end up trading. That's a lot of Ruckus playstyle. He's just trying to trade, like getting a pick and then he dies, whatever. The CC immunity now, like on his emitter talent, actually helped him a lot. Like it's kind of insane. Also, they put like the aerial assault one, the old one, in his base kit. They put the 3 rockets back in his base kit, so he definitely gets some good changes, making him a lot better. I like, there are definitely maps where he's stronger on, like Bright, Serpent, Water Skater, probably like a couple of his better maps. You probably can play him on like other maps as well, but like those are the maps where you see him the most. Maybe Frog also. I don't know about Frog. I take that back, I guess. But like a good Ruckus player can carry games. I want to say as much, but like Ruckus is not the typical tank. Like he, even as an off tank, he plays differently than every other off tank. So he's kind of unique, but he's definitely good in the right hands, I want to say. Caspian, I think he's A, bro. The movement speed he can get is annoying. He has CC. The ultimate damage is kind of annoying. I think he's just very annoying to 1v1. If he plays 1v5, he's probably also dead, right? That's true for like every character. That's probably a bad example, but like he's very annoying in a 1v1, and you probably struggle to win a 1v1 against him. I think they nerfed his movement speed he could get, but like he's still pretty good. He's still pretty good, I want to say. So like I want to put him at A tier. ROM, bro. For ROM, it really depends what the enemy team picks. If the enemy team has a lot of percentage-based damage or CC, you're not gonna have a good time on ROM. But if the enemy team doesn't have neither of that, you're gonna like have a very good time. Like running forever, like not getting stunned out of your run or stopped out of your run. and you just live because there's no percentage-based damage, that's pretty good for him. I think Subservience is amazing for him. Helps his team a lot, especially if you try to play like triple tank or something like that. It's just pretty good. He can do a lot. He can be very annoying, but I think he's just so reliant on the enemy team not countering him, which is like not the greatest like condition for him to be good, because like other characters, true, they also rely on not getting countered like crazy, but other characters don't get countered in the same way Rom gets countered, right? So if there are no counters, I probably put him at A. If there are a lot of counters, B, maybe even C, because like he can't do shit. So maybe B is a like good middle ground between like having counters and no counters on the enemy team. For 7, bro, I think 7, nah, actually, maybe he's 8 here. He's still pretty good. His mobility got nerfed a little bit because they put like internal cooldown on his reset cards, but like it's still pretty good. Can be very mobile, very annoying. Also good at shredding tanks, shredding shields with his like burst mode. So pretty good damage against shields and tanks. Also good at winning 1v1s. Has utility in his ultimate, the fear, which is like sometimes a little bit clunky to apply, but like he still has it, right? So I want to say this is like pretty fitting. Maybe B. He's not as annoying as he used to be, but like I think this is all like pretty fitting. Term, bro, I hate to put him here, but I think it's just so hard for him to do stuff. Like if you play on Ice Mines against Stretch or Betty or whatever, you have an amazing time, you carry game. Like that's GG, maybe B tier. You can carry the game with the consistent resets of your siphon charges and your Calamity Blast. You can also play the other legendaries, like Undying is super good. The Sun also has his values, getting obviously counted in late game, but like you still can do stuff on him. Nimble helps you, but like now that so many champions have like so many options of being mobile, also getting Nimble like easily, now that you can like buy multiple items of the same category, you're not forced on like one item, so people can get Chronos, Master Riding, Movement Speed, for example. In the past, you only could get like one yellow item, so that makes it harder for him to like actually outrun or outspeed the enemy team. But there's still ways. But the Siphon is very great to just eat damage because he doesn't get destroyed, similar to Atlas Ball. But I think there needs to be a lot of things going right for you to like be very impactful. And you also like sometimes when playing point tank, you need a lot of heals, similar to Nara. Yeah, he's B, bro. He's B tier probably. Like he still can be good, but like I think in most cases he just struggles. He just struggles. Also him having a hard time applying cauterize because he actually needs to hit the people with his X, like his charges you can shoot, don't apply the cauterize. But I think the movement speed added through loader cards and the damage reduction combined with like undying is also pretty good. And Omen, bro, Omen, I don't know why he does so much damage over range. He has a shotgun and his range damage is still pretty good. I hate to say, but like this is super frustrating to play against. The the pools are somewhat annoying to play against because they're like consistently on the ground. It's similar to like Lilith pools consistently being on the ground. And it's just I don't know if there's like any character who can out 1v1 him because of the damage output he has and the movement speed. He gets the movement speed when hitting his shots, like with a router cards, I want to say. So bro, I don't know. I don't know. He's pretty good. Oops, he feels pretty annoying to play against. I don't have like much yet. I don't think his ultimate is that great, but you can do some cheeky stuff where like grab someone into your ult and then they get the damage, whatever. Like the ult is definitely in the like weaker part for me. It's mainly his weapon and the movement speed he has, like where like puts him up there. Maybe he's not S, maybe he's A, maybe A, but like a high A. If I like had different ranks within it here, but like maybe that. I don't know, cause he's super easy to pick up. You just pick him up playing, you get a lot of value when hitting your shots, right? So just looking at that, bro, I'm just looking over the whole tier list again. I don't know, bro. I don't know. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not good. I try to, as I said, I try to consider like multiple factors going into my judgment, where I put a character, considering late game, like items countering them, cauterize countering them, how easy they are to pick up. Some might be easier, like in coordinated play, like Rug. So I try to consider this somewhat. um, I hope you enjoyed that. This video is probably way too long, bro. I keep talking for so long. I'm so sorry, but like, yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the tier list. What you think, or like what your own tier list would look like. I'm not saying this is like this is the best tier list and this is true. That's not what I'm trying to say. This is just for me how I see the characters. It can be completely different for you. If you like have a different experience, then it's completely fine, bro. This is so great about the game, right? We all have different experiences, especially because there's so many ways to like customize the characters you play against. So it might depend on like which loadout you have for the enemy team or whatever. So this is so great about the game, or different experiences. So our like view on the champions might differ. So that's why it's definitely fine having a different opinion. There's I don't think there's like that one tier list being like that's the ultimate tier list and this is true for like every single player. No, this is impossible. So like every player has like their own tier list, which is kind of fun, right? Let me know like where you would rank some champions, where you disagree, where you agree, whatever. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and always remember, don't forget, you guys are awesome. Bye bye.